Okay, so you just completed your last quest and finally you got to level 120. You're wondering, what should I do now? Well, the first thing you want to do is open up the pre-made group finder and make a group for a mythic dungeon. Now you see me choosing Freehold in this video, and the reason why I'm doing this is because there is currently a well quest up for Freehold at the time of filming. People are more likely to sign up for a dungeon with a well quest in it because they actually get something out of it besides the gear. After that, you want to make your way back to Borealis and talk to Halford Wormbane. He's on the Alliance ship in Borealis Harbor. He will have a quest for you that will unlock Well quest in Battle for Azeroth. So I guess you want to make your group until after you've done this quest, since you won't know which dungeons have a Well quest attached to them. Now I was lucky enough to get my group filled up at this point. So I made my way to the summoning stone that's right in front of Freehold to help summon everyone in the group. Once everyone gets inside, you want to start clearing out the dungeon. Now remember that you are getting carried by these people, so respect them and their roles in the group. So basically don't ninja pull if you're the DPS, don't tell them what to do. Just follow the tank and stay alive. And also start a chat in the group, it tends to set the mood for the rest of the run. Eventually you'll kill a boss and he'll drop some loot that you need, but somebody else in the group got it. If you want to ask him if he needs it, you should just type out and whisper, "Do you need that?" And if he says yes, then just say no problem. If he says no or nothing, try trading him and see if he gives you the loot. Note, you should never demand loot even if you think they don't need it, since it is theirs by right, since they got it from the drop. Once the run is over, you want to type out thanks for the group, since they did help you with the dungeon. If you see some people who are not leaving the group and are staying for more than 5 minutes, try and ask them if they want to do another dungeon, since you want to do as many Mythic 0 dungeons as possible before the weekly resets. If they say yes, just start another group in the group finder. If they say no or nothing, just leave the group and make your way back to Borealis. Once you are on Borealis, you want to talk to Gen Greymane. He will give you a quest to send the fleet. This quest will take you to Nashitar once it is completed. Once you're in Nashitar, you want to complete every single yellow quest marker until you get to the camp, where you'll open a portal with Jaina Proudmoore, and after that, Magni should appear in the encampment with an orange quest marker above his head. You want to take the quest from Magni and then take the portal to Borealis. After that, you want to take the portal to Silphus. Once you're there, you want to take the teleportation field, which will take you to the heart of Azeroth. Once you're in the heart, you want to start completing the questline that Magni puts you on. This will take you to the Nilfarian's lair, where you will have to close some wounds and fight a little mini boss at the end. The questline will reward you with an essence. After you have activated your essence, you will see a big list that shows the various essences and the different ranks there are to be obtained. I plan to make a video on all of these in the future, so stay tuned for that. Once you're done with that, you'll get a new quest that tells you to go back to Nashitar and choose a Benfic piece. Before completing this quest, you want to visit the website called Icy Veins. Link will be in the description. Then go under classes, try and find your class and spec in this list. In my case, it is Beast Mastery Hunter. After that, you want to go under the gear and best in slots section. Once you're there, you want to find a list of Benfic gear. Here you can see which pieces are the best for your current class and spec. Once you know which one of the 3 you need, you can pick it and discover it. After you've done that, you'll get a new quest that tells you to upgrade your Benfic gear to a higher item level. If you chose an Azerite piece, that would be head, shoulder or chest, you can just go ahead and upgrade your gear. However, if you want with one of the pieces with a unique effect, you want to look if you got the right effect, which you can see on the list in Icy Veins. You want to make sure that the piece you have also has a gem slot in it, since a gem slot makes a big difference in this expansion. Like they're worth about 10 to 20 item levels, I would say. A gem slot is basically a little grey box you'll see on your gear that will be placed right under all the stats. If by any chance you didn't get the right effect or a gem slot in your Benfic gear, you can go to Artstan Eterno and buy the same piece over and over again, about 4 times since you got 20, and try and discover those and see if you get the right one. After that, you want to go to the Bladesman. You can find him near the campfire and with a quest marker above his head. Take his quest and complete his quest line. This will reward you with the Well quest in Nashitar and the Daily quest, which can also be done in Nashitar, and the 3 different followers you can level in Nashitar. Once you're done with the quest line, you want to complete every single quest in the camp, including the daily quest. You also want to complete every single well quest. You can, however, skip the ones that give gold, since you won't need any in the beginning of the game. There are a lot of unique encounters in Nashatar. One of these encounters is the cursed coin. If you get this, you'll get a new debuff every minute that will give your character a disadvantage. In order to get rid of this debuff, you'll have to go to the waterfall next to the camp, jump into the water, and into the cave in the water. You'll find a Tortola inside the cave, talk to her, and exchange your cursed coin for a sack of gold. After that, you should no longer get any more curses, plus you get a bit of gold for your troubles. There are also world bosses in Nashatar. You can do these once a week, and they have a chance to drop some amazing gear. In order to do them, what you have to do is walk close to them. After that, you'll see a little eye mark next to the world quest. Click on it and it'll open the pre-made group finder. Join one of the groups and kill the boss with your new group. You can also have a quest item drop. These will put you on a little mini quest where you'll learn about one of the new mechanics in Nashatar. There's also the laboratory. This is one of the more important things in Nashatar. Basically, whenever you loot anything in Nashatar, there's a chance that you'll drop a special rare reagent, either tied to fire, sand, or water. You can use them to summon different mini-bosses in the laboratory. Each boss has unique loot tied to them, plus they all drop a few extra pearls. You can do this every week, which is pretty useful to know since this is the most efficient way of getting pearls, I believe. So after you're done with everything you can do in Nashatar, you want to go back to the camp and go to the mythic vendor. Here you should buy one of every piece you're missing and spend whatever you have left on getting the perfect version of one of the unique pieces that we went over previously in the video. At this point you'll have 3 Azurite pieces that have unique traits that's specifically selected for that piece. You want to make sure you pick the right trait. A great website that can help you with this is Blood Mallet. This website gives you the amount of damage the trait will do in a single target or multi-target situation. So what you need to do is compare the traits you have available and go with the one that gives the most damage. So to put it more simply, find the 3 traits you can pick from on the list of traits and just take the one that does the most damage. Once you're done with that, it's finally time to move on to Mechagon. Take the portal to Borealis and follow the quest marker that is tied to the Mechagon questline. Just follow the questline until you get to Mechagon. This questline is a bit longer than most of the others and can be a pain if you don't have flying. However, you need to do it at some point since a lot of the rewards are locked behind it. Once you're at Mechagon, you want to follow the next questline until you kill the big floating airship in the end of the questline. You defeat the airship by killing the ads that spawn and walking into the lightning bolt that drops after dying. After you're done with the questline, you want to open your map and complete every yellow quest marker on your map. One of the more noticeable quests is one that Christy Puncho gives you. He has a quest that rewards an eye level 400 trinket with no stats. However, it has 3 punch card slots. 1 red, 1 yellow, 1 blue. The red one gives you a proc or unuse effect. In other words, it's when you do something, I will give you something temporary. The yellow slot is a stat slot. Gives you raw stats and nothing else. Usually gives a lot of one stat and a bit less of another. And it's limited to secondary stats, like mastery and verse. The final one is blue. This one is more of a utility socket. One of the things it can do is give you a parachute, so you always have slow fall. After you get the trinket, he will give you a quest to kill a trog. This will reward you with a red and a yellow card. After you're done with all the yellow quest markers, you can move on to the daily quest. So what you want to do is clear out every single blue marker on your map. Make sure you kill every single rare on the map. They will be marked with a yellow star. Don't forget to loot all the chests you see as well. They will be marked with a grey chest on your minimap. After you're done with all the daily quests, you want to go to the crafting robot and turn all your spare parts into crates. This will help on the inventory space. After that, you want to make your way back to Borealis, where you can go to the bank and bank all your reagents that you got from Mechagon. You need to save all of them since you can use them in the future to craft some amazing stuff. Once you're done with that, you want to make your way over to the Warfront table, which can be found right behind the Alliance ship in Borealis Harbor. You'll get a quest here, which will either be to help by donating which will give you 500 artifact power, or complete one of the war fronts. If you get the donation one like I did in the video, but don't have the mats that they're asking for, you can make your way to Stormwind, where you can buy it off the auction house. Besides that, there might be a portal up right beside the warfront table. You can take one of them and complete the well quest on the other side, which will also give you a decent reward. After you're done with that, you should have built up enough resources to upgrade your ship, so make your way over to the table right beside it. You will find Valeria Windrunner, talk to her, and choose the upgrade you feel is most useful. After you've done that, you want to complete every single world quest that gives artifact power in Kultiris and Sandalar. Once you have completed every single world quest that gives artifact power, you can move on to island expeditions. You need to complete 4 heroic ones in order to complete the world quest. Once you have completed it, you will get a treasure map, use it, and send your followers out to complete it. After you're done with your island expeditions, you can make your way back to the ship and complete every single quest marker that's on the ship. Basically, each of the quest markers usually have like an entire quest line attached to them, so this is probably gonna take quite a while for you to complete. However, it's one of the things you can spend your time doing. Plus, it gives you a lot of 7th Legion reputation, which can be used to get some flight points in Zuldazar, which is pretty useful to get around, so I would definitely recommend to do that. Okay, now we're gonna move on to daily quest content. Here we'll mostly be going over world quest and daily quest. So your first priority should be go to Nashatar and do the world quest and daily quest there. This is where you're gonna get most of your AP and gear, so that's why it's your top priority. Secondly, you want to do the world quest in Sandalar and Kultiris, just the AP ones, since those are what you're going to get the most out of anyways. After that, you want to take the Warfront portals, and do the world quest, AP world quest that's over there as well. And last but not least, you want to go to Mechagon. Now this doesn't provide that much in terms of AP or world quest, but it does provide some of those resources that drop over there, which can be used to purchase some useful Azerite traits. After that, we have the weekly content. This is content that you have the whole week to complete. First off, we got island expeditions. This gives you a lot of AP, so definitely worth doing. After that, we got the weekly world boss, Nashatar, that has a chance to drop some high-end gear. And last but not least, the laboratory that gives you a few extra pearls that you could use for the Benfleck lottery, as most people like to call it. So we just went over most of the world content in this video. This should get you around 410 to 425 on a week, depending on how lucky you are, of course. However, I would recommend that you focus on other aspects of the game once you reach item level 400, which you should do in like 3 or 4 days. One of the most common things that people prefer to do is run mythic plus keys with pucks. You can also do that with your friends if you have any. I've also seen some people who want to do raids while with pucks. Now, I wouldn't recommend this solely because while the group is forming, you're in a raid, so you can't actually do any world quest while you're in a raid. Plus, the amount of time it takes to form a raid is generally around 30 to 40 minutes, so it's really a waste of time. Because it's 30 or 40 minutes, you could like be doing a dungeon or world quest or literally anything other than just standing AFK, which is basically the only thing you can do while you're in a raid. Although if you do want to gear up through raiding, I would highly recommend joining a guild. Like if you're just looking for a heroic guild, there are usually no requirements to join other than Whisper the Leader. Besides that, there is also PvP, of course. Now, I would consider this a side activity at most, mostly because PvP is one of the harder aspects of the game, I would say. Like, it has a big learning curve. But I mean, if you know how to PvP, I would definitely recommend doing it, because then it becomes the best way to gear up, in fact. So it's like, if you're bad at the game, it's the worst way. If you're pretty good at it, it's the best way. That's how it works. Now, I think I'll actually end up doing video on all aspects of the game, mostly, so look out for that in the future.